Hey guys, welcome back. I am actually going to clear coat this playfield tonight, and then we're going to work on Sinistar. So I got home from work a little bit ago, maybe 2 hours ago, and I came out here, and I'm like, you know what? This is sitting here. I had all the markers and paint everywhere. I'm like, I'm just going to finish touching this thing up, and I tell you what, it worked out for the best, and here's why. I'm going to show you. First of all, let's take a look at the playfield. You can see how nice it's touched up. That's obviously graining in the wood, which will get hidden with the clear coat. The red in the middle is not the greatest looking right there, but it gets completely covered with a piece of plastic that goes over it. You're never going to notice it. But this turned out really, really, really nice. And I'm going to show you something here, guys. That around there is not perfect around the letters, a little bit. But you know what? That's all going to blend in too once the clear goes on. So these right here are badass. These are called brush pens by King Art. Okay, you can get them at Walmart. 24 different colors in the package. I'm going to show you guys something that I just figured this out a little while ago. These I didn't repaint. I left these the color that they originally were. And you can see the difference isn't too far off from my color and this. It's pretty damn close. But I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to grab a marker out here. Okay. So this is close. This is more powder blue than what that is. Okay. See this tip? This thing is freaking awesome. You can get right up next to something. And watch this. So even though this isn't the right color, we can go like this with it. You can get right up to the edge. Okay. Now we're just going to leave that like that for a minute. It's like a transparent almost. And I'll just do the whole section. It's like semi-transparent. And what it does is it kind of, the color that's underneath this, and you know what else is funny? Is because it's transparent, look at this. Going right over the black letters. I wouldn't recommend going over the yellow, but on the black, you can go right over the letters. So you just follow this right on the edge. I mean, I can't even tell you how easy this is. And it has just enough color in it to fill in anything minor. And this blue is nowhere near what it is on the playfield. According to the cap, it's like powder blue. If I'd have known this last night, I wouldn't have done that blue up there. I would have used these. But that's okay. You know why? Because when we do the playfield for Playboy, we now know. Okay, grab my heat gun real quick. Still drying a little bit, but look, it blends right into the, if you have a color close, it blends right into the color on the playfield. It's freaking weird. It's probably one of the coolest things I've seen. I'm really excited about that. So that literally cut my playfield restoration time in a third. And like I said, I'm going to move the car out of the spray booth. We're going to get this thing cleared. And then we're going to start, we're going to get the Sinistar sanded down on another video. And getting it ready for paint as well. I wanted to paint the blue on it tonight, but it might not happen now that I spent more time on this. But I'm glad that I did, because I gave these things a shot, and this is definitely the way to go. And there's so many colors in here. The peach, I used the peach on her face, and it blended it right in. So worked out well. So let me get cleaned up here, move the car out, and we're gonna get this thing clear coated. All right, guys, let's go over what I'm going to be using here. So, wheel covers. I should probably put these away. So I'm just going to use a universal clear coat that I have. Not super expensive. You can buy a gallon of clear with hardener for maybe 120 bucks. You'll get several playfields out of it. This is made by USC. This is a universal 4-to-1 clear coat. 4 parts clear, 1 part activator. I'm actually using a fast activator because it's such a small part. You can use slow, medium, or fast activator. It's not going to matter. It's not a big enough part to worry about it. And we're not going to put any reducer in it. Another thing, we are not going to put any wax and grease remover on that playfield. We're only going to tack cloth it because I don't want to disturb any of that acrylic paint that I put on there. I want to make sure that, we already scrubbed it with a magic eraser and then I sanded it, so it should be good to go. So this is, like I said, 4 parts clear to 1 part hardener. These containers look all messed up. I bought 26 gallons of clear from a company that I buy my other clear from. They had a roof leak, so the cans got rusty a little bit. Didn't affect the product internally, but I ended up buying everything for about half the price. So I bought all of it. I said, screw it, I'll just get all of it. Most of it was the clear that I used. This stuff I used for like door jams and engine compartments and stuff like that. So I obviously didn't pay $100 for this gallon of clear. But we're gonna put on probably 3 or 4 decent coats. And just follow your mixing instructions on your container. You guys will get, if you order a clear coat, you can order some mixing containers. It'll come like this, and you can just go to the 4-to-1 mark. This says 4-1-1-1. You don't have to worry about the second 2 ones. So you could take your product, you could take your clear coat up to 7, then you go from this 7 to that 7 with your hardener. That's all you got to do, and then pour it in a cup. Now you're going to notice that I am not using a strainer on my clear coat. Okay, why am I not using a paper strainer on my clear coat? You're going to want to use a paper strainer on your clear coat. I am not using one because I use this system which has these throwaway liners, okay, from 3M, and they have a strainer built into the lid. It's the only reason why you're not seeing me with a strainer. So if you look over here, I have all the different size 3M cups and stuff. So I have, these are small lids with small cups down here. I can show you one. And you can see these are just like real thin. So these are just small touch-up cups. Big lids, I gotta fill these. I have them. I just gotta fill them back up. These are the, I don't know how many ounces these ones are. I don't remember. But anyways, these are the smaller ones and these are the very big ones. But like I said, I'm all set up with that type of stuff. You guys won't be, which is fine. You don't need it. It's not worth it to even think about investing in that unless you plan on painting a lot. And what I do is, once I'm done with this liner, whatever product's left in here, I leave it in the container. And once it dries fully, then you can throw it away. You just cannot get rid of it when it's liquid because of the environment. But when it's dry, you're allowed to get rid of it. So if you guys are painting in your house or your shop or whatever, a garage, and you have that mixing cup and you have some left over, pour it back in the mixing cup, let it dry, and throw it away. So I poured up to 9. Take my hardener up to 9. Okay. Just stir it really good. That's another big important factor, is you have to stir really well. You want to make sure that your activator is completely blended in with your clear. Now your first coat of clear, we're gonna put it on light to medium. Okay. The first coat of clear is not going to look the greatest. It's probably going to look a little dry maybe. I don't know that I'll spray it as dry, but just think of it this way. Your first coat of clear is your adhesive, okay? So you put that first coat of clear on, and you get it to where it's just a little bit tacky with your hand, your finger, and then you put your second coat on. What that does is that gives your second coat something good to grip to, okay? It's just, think of it as like a spray adhesive. That's pretty much all it is. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna probably put 3 or 4 coats on. We'll see how it looks. We're not gonna go super heavy on the first coat because I wanna make sure that everything looks good and nothing runs or anything weird like that happens. Fingers crossed. I'm using a 1.3 tip in my spray gun. You can use a cheap spray gun. You could use an expensive spray gun. I have expensive and cheap. This is probably only a $100 spray gun right here. You know, I have spray guns that are $600-800, but obviously you don't need them. I can do just as good of results with this gun here as I can with these SADAs over here, these 3 SADA guns, okay? I can do just as good a paint job with this guy. And then this is a, this one is a, is this a DeVilbiss Pro Air? I think that's what that is. I forget. And then this is another DeVilbiss. This is just another style. But, like I said, I honestly use this cheap gun almost all the time now. I don't even mess with those. I like this cheap gun so much, I bought it on Amazon, that I actually have 2 more of them up there. They are, part number is A610, and it comes with a 1.3 tip, and I think 1.7 tip maybe. But if you guys are going to be doing some painting, I would highly recommend getting one of these. If I'm telling you that I spray cars with this, it's good. It's not a piece of junk. I'll show you the box here. So this is the box right here. It's made by Aero Pro. Low volume, low pressure. I spray at about 30 psi, 28 to 30, somewhere along those lines. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. So Aero Pro A610. Now, also, if you're painting at home, I would highly recommend using one of these inline filters. One of these inline filters will screw right into the base of your spray gun, okay? Once again, I'm not using these. I use these when I'm outside the spray booth. Once again, the reason why I'm not using these, so I'm just showing you because, so you guys don't question, well, why is he not using an inline air filter? That right there is an air dryer. Okay, there's refrigerant in there, and the air comes from the air compressor into this unit, comes out of this unit, feeds only the spray booth and the gun washing cabinet, which is over here, because this gun washing cabinet runs on air as well. So, you know, once I'm done spraying, I put it in there. The gun, this washes the gun itself. This is probably the best, one of the best things I've ever purchased as far as saving materials, because it holds 5 gallons of wash thinner at a time, and a 5-gallon thing of wash thinner will last 2 months probably, and you can get a 5 of wash thinner for about $50, so it's definitely worth it. So let me get set up, and we're going to go out there and put the first coat of clear on. All right, we're just going to use a tack cloth. Get some dirt in it, don't worry about it. You're going to put a couple coats on, you're going to let it dry for a couple days, and you're going to sand it with 600, and you're going to apply a couple more coats. Now, if you have dirt in your second clear coat, don't worry about it if you're going to wet sand it and buff it, which we're going to do all that on this playfield, so I'll show you the whole process. I gotta go to turn my air on real quick. Now, I'm going to show you my first coat to let you know that it is not very good, the first coat, guys. See, it looks like shit right now. But don't let that get you paranoid. Let it sit, let it dry, and then we'll touch a corner over here and we'll see what it feels like in about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we will apply another coat. And that's how we're going to go about this. Okay, it's tacked up to where I can touch it. And it's not coming off of my finger. Start seeing, I went a lot slower on that coat. You can see how it's starting to level out and smooth out. See how it's starting to level out. See the cracks in the grain. There's really nothing you can do about that unless you put 72 coats of paint on there, and I don't want to do that. But see how we're starting to get that nice sheen? Look at that. That's what we're after, guys. Like I said, the red's a little blotchy, but I'm not worried about that. There's a whole piece of plastic that covers that. But look at how everything's starting to pop. Look at that. Obviously the graining, the wood grain and stuff that you see there is way more visible in the camera. I am zoomed in all the way. But when you're standing here, you really don't see it. This is about how I look at it, how I see it, being right up against it. So it looks pretty damn good. I'm just pointing this stuff out so you guys see that and you don't go doing yours and be like, well, his looked perfect. I didn't see any cracking or graining in it. I'm showing you because, yes, there is, that is in there, but you don't see it. Me standing right here, you can barely even see it. All right, coat number 3. This is sticky but not coming off on my hands. separation up here in the clear, but it seems to be going away now. And that would be caused by possible little contamination left over from wax. But it looks like it's going away now. We'll have to see what happens. But you see how it's starting to look like a sheet of glass, guys? And we got to get it to the point where these are flush in the clear. That's my goal. But you can see how much nicer the color's looking. You know, you'll get an occasional spot that's not perfect, but it looks pretty damn good, guys. All the brush marks and everything are going away. So I'm going to give it another 15 minutes, so we'll put one more coat on, and then that'll be it for this for now. All right, guys, it has got 4 good coats of clear. If you notice on the last coat of clear, I put extra clear over the inserts where the the numbers are and stuff like that, the light up inserts. This is how much clear I've left over. This stuff I'll leave in this container. The lid is open, and it'll dry out in a few days, and it'll just harden right up, and then I can throw it in the trash. Let's go take a look at it. This took a lot longer than I thought as far as clearing because it's cold outside and I don't have my heater on in the booth. So it's only 60 degrees in there, so it's taking longer. So unfortunately, I'm not going to start Sinistar until tomorrow night. But tomorrow night we'll definitely get it sanded and the first color on. At least this is covered now. I was a little worried about that not being covered and something getting on it. So now we have the artwork is permanently sealed in there under the clear. We have nothing to worry about as far as that goes now. I'll let this dry for several days, probably till next week, and then we can sand it down with 600 grit, and then we will put 3 or 4 more coats of clear on it, and then hopefully at that point the playfield's level like glass. That's what I'm shooting for. So tomorrow night we'll do Sinistar. It's already 8:30. The days just get away from me. I literally leave at 6:30 in the morning, and before I know it, it's 9 o'clock at night. Then I go in, take a shower, go to bed, and get up and do it all again. 7 days a week, guys. But I like what I do, so I guess that's why I do what I do, is because I like doing it. So yeah, I'm kind of happy I jumped on this tonight and just finished it up. And I wasn't going to until I tried those new markers from Walmart, and I'm like, let's just try these. And frickin' was like, holy shit, this is going quick. And ended up just changing my mind, and getting it over with. I got to pull that car back in. It's not leaving until Saturday. He had to go pick up another car in Tennessee or something like that, so he won't be back till Saturday. So I'm actually going to leave the car outside for him on Saturday because I have to go to New York to pick up the Playboy cabinet. So that's where I'll be on Saturday. It'll definitely be a good 12-hour day that I'll be gone between, traveling there, stopping, and stuff like that. But if I can get one of the 2 colors on Sinistar tomorrow night, Saturday night I can put the other color on when I get home. And then at that point, I could still put the black on Sunday and clear it. So I don't think I'm too far behind schedule really, one evening, but you know what? Am I really behind schedule? Doesn't really matter. So let's go take a look at this real quick, and then I'm going to call it a night. Just trying to give you a view here from below. But I mean, let's get a close up here, just so you can see the graining in the wood. And obviously that's the wood grain. You can see it over here in the wood. Got a little bit of a discoloration right there. But we are so zoomed in, when it's like this, you don't see it. I'm just being a little extra picky. We've got a little bit of a discoloration right there. But once again, guys, we have plastics that go on here and parts all over this thing. But as far as dirt, there really is no dirt in the clear. It's pretty much dirt-free. This is where I really concentrated and put a lot of paint on it. You can tell that it's a lot. You don't see the wood grain, you know what I mean? But that's not how this is supposed to be. I believe these always had some wood grain showing back in the day. The paint was not thick, but I think these are going to be leveled out after the next clearing. If you remember, these rollover targets here and here, they kind of fell out really easily. So I'm kind of hoping by the clear going in that hole, it tightens them up a little bit. Now, if it's too tight, we might have to take a razor blade and scrape it around, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's something we can easily do. The red is definitely some blotchiness in it, but there's a big plastic that goes over it, and when you hit the ball in here, I think it flings it back or something like that. I'm not sure. Here's our discoloration, but we shouldn't see any of that. And then where I was having little like fisheye thing going on, that's all gone. So that cleared up. So I'm extremely happy with this for the first coat. Let's see if I can get a better, yeah, look at that. Look at the reflection of the light. Looks like a brand new playfield, you know. So all right guys, let me know what you think. If you don't mind, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any questions about what I'm using, let me know. I'll try to help you out as best I can. So have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, giveaway video. If you haven't left a comment, make sure you do. I think I need 76 more subscribers to hit 10,000. We're getting there. We're about halfway there from when I made the giveaway video. So it's climbing, probably about 20 subscribers a week on average. So let's see if we can get it up to 10,000. Thanks guys, have a good night.